Hello. I'm going to just give it a couple moments to see who comes onto the chat. Just talk about the energy that we're experiencing, these energetic surges from the sun, and Neptune going direct, and a couple other things. Checking in on how everybody else is swimming in this soup. Hello, hi. Hi, Nicole. I'm so sorry to hear about your mother. But I think that, we all go at some point, but I feel like there's a lot of healing there. And that's exactly what we're going through right now. We always are, but good God, the way the planets are lined up right now, and then you add on the sun's stuff. I don't know. I experienced a psychic attack late last night, early this morning. And it was so stupid too. It was just some stupid comment that the energy behind it and the wording was just so that it got in. It kind of like penetrated me for a moment, and it made me think, and I couldn't shake it. It was like having fleas, parasites. It's just like constant, these nipping energies. A lot of healing, yes. Very deep sadness and emptiness, though. And that's part of the grief process. So anything I can do to help. Death is different with a parent. Yes, I know. It's like a part of me was taken, never to be returned. Well, she will be with you. She will show you, if she hasn't already begun to, show you signs of her talking to you from where she's at. Sometimes it takes a little while to really pick up on that stuff. I know when my dad died, it was literally a couple hours later, and he was like in my passenger seat talking to me. It was very interesting. And I'm not saying you're going to have that kind of experience, but you'll notice there'll be certain omens and signs and symbols, mostly like in nature and animals and stuff. And certain words, keywords, will really hit your heart, and she's going to help you through that grief process, help you through that. That's the beautiful thing when we do connect to our parents from the other side. And if we're really present to that and picking up and paying attention to what the clouds are saying, the sky's saying, nature's saying, you start to really feel and embrace their spirit, because that is what that is. And that was my experience. And I know other people that have had the same experience, and they really walk you through that grief process. And it makes it a lot easier to let go of them in their physical body, because most of the time they were not comfortable in their physical body or their life experience. I know from my dad anyway, but when their essence is still there, that's what you're missing. But connect to that essence, because it is still very much alive. Hi, Patsy. Yes, I have a very big connection with I don't even know what to call it, but some people call it the afterlife, mediumship and things like that. And I just don't look at it that way. I don't know. I read energy. I pick it up. So that's what I wanted to talk about. You guys feeling this? I literally am, the bones in my feet hurt. Everywhere in my body, I'm getting slammed with these jolts of energy. The night before, my cousin and I had a sleepover, and her grandma and my mom were the best of friends. On Saturday night, my mom was still with us, but I kept saying, I think they're both here. Yeah, and when you'll get that feeling, that essence, and they are. You'll feel it. Good evening, Sean Breezen. They feel it. I swear they were both telling us we'll be okay. People laugh and call us Barb and Beck. It's gonna be, yeah, well, that's the thing. And they connect with others. It's a soul family. It's a soul pod too, and they connect with others. I have them all with me. I call them the peanut gallery, because they're always. I mean, my dad will do some very. He's a jokester. He likes to play tricks on me, move things around and stuff like that. So, but yeah, embrace that, and open yourself up to receiving that energy and communicating with her on from where, because her essence, her spirit, her soul really hasn't gone anywhere. It's just her body, you know. They are always around. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. They have so much fun too, actually watching us and trying. It takes a lot of energy for them to get too close to us, because we're in this third dimensional. We're in dense energy in this body. So that's why we kind of, those of us who are channels or mediums, we meet them in a certain energy state. So it's kind of like we'll try to both meet each other in the middle, kind of thing. And that's why it's hard for a lot of people to really connect to that realm, is because they don't realize that you release the density and the even the what's the word I'm thinking of? A lot of people don't believe it. If you don't believe it, well, that's going to be really hard to open yourself up to it. Hi. Oh, thank you, Sean. So yeah, the energy, the big surges of energy, these pulsing. I feel them coming in as like big pulses, pulsing of energy. It's affecting people, and so their shadow sides are coming out, and all of their quirks and pain. That's where it's coming from. All of us, our pain. I'm feeling physical pain from having an energetic psychic attack last night into this morning. And I think my cat starts scratching, and I'm like, please. And all of a sudden I feel these energies, but they stick in. And then we have to do work to actually release them. I've never been affected more by transits than I am currently. And I think just as Neptune went direct is when I got hit with this. And it's the stupidest thing too. I have to say, because many of you might resonate with this. So what was for me this time, and it wasn't actually from anybody I even know, it was a stupid comment made on one of my zodiac readings. But the energy behind it was very, it was powerful in the negative sense, and really projecting something into my psyche that hit. And here's the thing, Chiron, it hit a core wound of mine. And it stuck in there, and I knew it. I'm like, this isn't like, let's get this out. Like, this isn't true. Like, clear that away from my mind and my energy. And it wouldn't for a while. And what it brought up was just like my what's the word? Insecurities and the things that I fear of at this level of my path. It really got in there good. And I'm thinking, I get thousands, hundreds of thousands of the most amazing, beautiful, supportive, loving comments. And I don't need the validation, but I appreciate all of them. And to have one nasty negative comment affect me like that, and I kept telling myself this makes no sense, so I had to really ride it inward and see what wound of mine that was hitting. So it was really a gift. It was hard to find it, right? I mean, I found it, but I'm like, why is it still here? I find the insecurity, I find the fear, and it just kept pulsing at me off and on all day. It was very hard to snap out of it. Oh, excuse me. And I would snap out of it and it would come back. It was like this wave. So that was very strange energy for me today. Let me see what you guys are saying here. Whoops. Archangel Metatron said that the collective and individually, we're all focusing too much on the vibration of fear versus the vibration of love. Yeah, and that's getting pumped into the collective energy stream big time. Also, the fear, and is what is changing everything. Natural disasters, energies in this realm, and the ones around us. And the realms around us are sick of it. It is like an energy battle, big time. I completely understand, though. Brush it off. Yeah, I did tapping, I did brushing, I did saging, I walked out in the woods. Actually, that's what really finally helped me release it, was walking out in the woods. I'm so sorry. You are so very appreciated and loved. Oh, thank you. Thank you for being such an amazing example. I look up to you, Will. Oh, thank you. Yeah, it was just one of those triggers that was like, it was like a pinhole size. Really, it would be nothing, but there was some energy behind it that just stuck. And I'm like, get it out. And I did everything I could. I don't know. I mean, I can laugh about it now, but it wasn't funny. It really altered my my day. And I was able to kind of snap out of it enough that nothing else was, because sometimes when you get hooked with someone else's venom, and even though you know you're not supposed to penetrate it, it kind of gets in. Sometimes other things start coming at you too. It's one of those, and I was like, I'm not gonna have one of those days where everything's coming at me. I'm gonna like really need to pay attention here. He said that if we don't start vibrating on choosing love versus fear, then it's not going to be good for the Homo sapien race, and we will be on our own. I dealt with it. Yep, I dealt with it. Thank you, sweet. My gift to yours. Oh, thank you guys. Thank you all. Yeah, the thing is, right, where there's so many possibilities. I mean, infinite amount of possibilities of how things can go. But right now, when we're in this major energy uptick, it's also bringing up the vibration of us and activating new things. Many people's, and this is why some people are going a little schizo right now. There's all of their senses that are extrasensory, we're extremely sensitive, and even like the telepathy and things that we're seeing and hearing and feeling and all of this stuff. And some people go a little off the deep end a little bit when that starts to happen, and they think, especially if you're on pharmaceutical medications, can really like take you on a wild ride, especially with Neptunian energy. And anybody indulging in alcohol, forget it. You're off this planet when the energy surges. And that's like, I know better. That's what I'm saying. I know. these things and still, and that helps me really ride it out and expose myself to other people's energies without it penetrating me. I just got hit. It was like I said, it was for me middle of the night but early in the morning, so I wasn't fully awake and I wasn't really like all the way there, and something just seeped. It was like so sneaky. It was a sneak attack. Ah. I acted like a crazy person a little last night. Oh, that's okay. We all do. Pushed the last person that was in my life away. Well, maybe it was meant to happen then. I mean, that nothing happens by accident. Sensitivities, yep, lots of things, yep. Ascension, yes. Yes, you spelled that right. B. This is insane. I've never felt anything like it. I don't even know what to say. Normally, these things don't affect me really at all. Well, yeah, it's been a long time since I've been affected by energetic, like big energies as bad as lately. Well, it seems like it's been a long time, but I've been on the ride for quite some time. So I do know. And that's what I wanted to talk about too, the physical symptoms. All these joints, every bone in my feet, and it's gone away. It'll come. And this is what prompted me to do this video. Standing in my kitchen, all of a sudden, every bone in my both feet were like on fire, like it hurt. And my shoulders, and I was doing like different stretches and really trying to work it out. And I had just finished doing some readings too, which were pretty intense, but good. And so we'll get surges of that. We'll get surges of energy, and it'll affect different parts of the body. It can affect your vision. Your vision can go blurry and then back. I have multiple pairs of glasses that are different prescriptions because my eyesight varies so often. And shaking, that is even known like in the ancients, all the way up to Quakers, believe it or not. It's called quaking, and that's when you may be going through the kundalini rising, the energy rising through the body, and it can really rattle some stuff loose, which is good, but it's not a fun ride. It's not a fun ride at all. My back too, yes, my back has been really off and on super painful, and it's usually during if I spend too much time on the computer. I've been doing some photography work for my brother-in-law and putting slideshows together and stuff, and after a while, like everything in my body seizes up, so I have to back away from technology and the electromagnetic, all electronics. That helps, and you can really shield yourself with shungite. Is one of the best rocks to use, crystals for electromagnetic frequency, which is probably a good idea. I should get more. I was actually bought some beads to make bracelets out of shungite, but that will help a little bit. Wi-Fi towers, 5G towers. Oh, so we have all these artificial energies and radio waves. I mean, if we could actually see what was all around us, we would go crazy. So it's a good thing we can't really see it all. Bottom of the spine and hips too. Yeah, I have a good girlfriend who's having extreme hip pain right now. You get that too. I couldn't stand up straight without the pain. Gone now. Good. Yeah. And that's the thing. These pains will come, they'll like shoot in you, and they might last a day, they might last an hour, but then they're gone. You may have pain in your teeth or find your jaws clenched from just like holding energy in certain ways. Sleep disturbances. The last 2 nights, not last night, but the night before, I was up all night. Well, I woke up, my cat woke me up at 12:30. And I was up until 4:30, 5 o'clock, and I had to be somewhere by 7 o'clock in the morning. But oddly enough, I wasn't tired. I mean, I made it through the whole rest of the day. Like I had all this energy. It's just been streaming through. And that was actually a good day. It feels like I've had a little bit of caffeine boost or something, but not like, yeah, it's very interesting. Very interesting. Stress, yeah. The guy who was seeing things. He saw a flash of blue light in his kitchen. My teeth, another story. Speaking of the blue light, yes. So on top of the photonic light plasma coming in from the sun, there are cosmic rays that are coming in also. And without getting too in depth into it, it is blue light, and it's meant for us. This is part of the ascension. This is definitely something that is here to help us. Sometimes you might get a glimpse of it in the corner of your eye. They appear really fast and go away. But those light, you could see orbs, but they can actually shift into other formations. It depends on if he's a seer. His when I mean seer, I mean a psychic seer, like full blown. There are people walking this planet that see, the blue beings and all of these things. And I've had these moments. So I know that is my experience too. Yet it's pretty much shut down, except for I have other ways of getting vision. It's really hard for me to put words to how I see like all of my psychic senses, because they're morphing and shifting and shaping into something bigger and bigger and bigger each as I keep going. So yes, our sensitivities, our psychic sensitivities are expanding. And what we call our gifts, we're actually born with them, but they get shut off pretty quickly, or turn back on and then expand. So it's important not to fight it and to really kind of accept whatever's going on with us right now, but to keep yourself as comfortable as possible and hydrated. Water will help a lot, because our cells, our whole body are mostly made up of water. And that's strange. So I'm going to just keep going, even though like YouTube on my side, it's showing like there are people here, there's nobody here. There's people here, there's nobody here. But as long as I'm not buffering, or I shouldn't be, but I don't even know how you would tell unless somebody would tell me. Good. Okay. Electronics going a little wonky. And sometimes when we absorb a lot of this energy, a lot of this light energy, I've had this happen. It's been a long time. But when two or more get together and you're all in alignment and you're excited, especially when you're excited or just like there's a big surge in the body, we've blown light bulbs out. I've blown light bulbs out, like blown, not just the light goes out, boom. And that's like shocking, but I've done that more than enough to know it's definitely the energy that's channeling through us. So yesterday I was in a meeting with another friend, colleague, and we're both like exactly like running the same energy and having this really uplifting and exciting, enthusiastic. We were planning and getting excited for future things that we wanted to offer people. And she had a little Alexa that was like sitting on the table playing meditational music or whatever. And as we like got even more and more excited in our conversation, all of a sudden Alexa starts going, and it did all these weird sounds and it wouldn't stop. We had to unplug it. It was like, you can't make it up. So you might have like interesting things with technology go on, or light bulbs blow out. That's the fun stuff, right? Right. And then there's the pain. So the physical pain, there's so many different reasons for the physical pain. Too much info for Alexa. I know. I'm sorry that everything hurts. That is, know that it will pass. I know that's not helpful to say right now, but we do go through these big purges, and it's clearing out people, places, things that we had an attachment to, but they were more of either something we had contracted to that we were supposed to experience, but not forever. We always have to, when life calls us to move in another direction, it's easier to surrender and accept and still go through the grief process for sure. But the more we kind of hold on to that pain as the energy gets more intense, it is like being in a huge raging river and like holding onto a rock for dear, like, and not letting go, and it beats your body up and it beats your psyche up, and it's easier to just let go and let the water flow and take you where you're meant to go. Yes, trust yourself. And that's a big thing. That's a big thing that came up for me today, through my triggering and the psychic attacks. So psychic attacks can be anywhere from, it's people intentionally and sometimes not intentionally, but they're having hard feelings about you, and that their energy is being emitted out of them towards us, or us towards them. We feel it, we pick it up, especially if you're really super sensitive. You will know when someone's talking about you will know how other people are feeling about you, and it can drive you crazy if you really focus on that. That's why one of the sayings, which I have a friend who's like, I disagree, she has something against this saying, but people's opinion of you is none of your business, and that's for your own protection, to not care or to let go. And we get to that stage through the trenches, through learning, through growing and maturing, and getting to really know ourselves and know what we deserve, what we want, what we desire, what have we been accepting. What will you no longer accept? That's a big question going into 2024. What will you no longer allow in your energy field, in your life experience? We are starting to really learn how to put up healthy boundaries and stick to them. Let's see here. I don't even know really what to think about anything anymore. Thank you, though. I lost a lot of self-worth because of deceivers. I know better now, yes. Slowly and gently. And we're all psychic, really. We all have our ability to read. We read energy in our cells. It's in our DNA, but like the hairs will stand up on your body if you're in certain situations or certain energy. We all have sensors, or we're built this way by design. Now we have been programmed opposite of that, but we can't get out of these bodies. These is our innate gifts of the machines that we're living in for this time. And that's how we sense. All animals, it's our intuition. It's we sense, we feel each other. You walk into a room, you can feel the energy. And you walk into a room and the dominant energy is happy-go-lucky and all of that, but you can still feel that there's somebody in here that is in a lot of pain. Everybody can, to one degree or the other. But then we can adjust our energy to not go towards the lower I don't want to say higher or lower, but the feelings that don't feel so good. If we're not, if it's not ours, it helps. It helps lift other people up. And I'm just talking energy here anyway. But yeah, appetite changes, vision. Oh, the ear ringing. Now my ears ring all the time, and then I get different pitches, different tones, different frequency and vibrations. But lately, it's been like on a whole nother level, a whole nother level. And it was last Saturday, well, that's when I actually had connected to this blue light myself, and it's amazing. But at the same time, it made me feel like it was too much for me to handle, and that I didn't have anybody else around me that was experiencing it. It made me feel very alone in it. Like I was being activated with another energy, and I didn't understand exactly what it was. I didn't feel like I had my navigational system along board with it. It was like I was being beamed up at some point. And so I went outside and I went on a hike, like one of my normal trails that goes to this lake. And as I'm walking down the trail, I'm still upset and I'm still connecting to my guides and almost crying, like like whimpering internally, like I just want to, like I want to see better, I want to understand like what all of this is. And then suddenly I got this vision in my mind's eye of the Pink Floyd album, you know, the triangle, and it's got the white light coming through it, and then it shoots out as the prism on the other end. And I'm like, all right. I think one of the Pink Floyd songs came through my head. I don't comfortably numb actually, but it was a certain line. I wish I could remember it now. But anyway, then I get to the top of the hill and I can see the sky, and there's a piece of a prism in the sky, and I'm like, are you kidding me? So I suddenly I dropped the whole poor me, I'm all alone and I don't know what to do with this energy, and like went towards this rainbow in the sky. And I started taking pictures of it. And then all of a sudden the rainbow goes all the way around the sun, which is some people call it a sun dog. And I've been seeing them for years, but along with these two beaming on both sides, bright rainbow prisms with these lights, white light beaming out of them. And people are walking the trail by me, and I'm looking and taking pictures, and they don't even notice. And I'm like, well, that's why I started taking pictures, because I'm like, am I the only one seeing this? So then I took a picture and I'm like, no, this is actually here. And then I look up even more, and there's another rainbow upside down. It's kind of like if you look at the pictures now, that picture on that I put as the tag for all of the zodiac this week, that's not mine, but that's a replica of kind of what I saw. It was amazing. And they were just telling me that I'm going to be okay. Just let go and surrender, and follow the guidance, follow every step of the way, and stay in my heart. I mean, it was just absolutely amazing. And it put me on a whole nother, it reminded me of actually the first time I started to really communicate with other realms, and it was amazing and beautiful, and I had that experience. So where was I going with all that? So it took me out of my fear and put me right back into my inner knowing. Let's see what you guys are all saying here. forget to eat. Don't get hungry. That'll happen sometimes. The appetite changes with the fluctuations in energy. Food depends on how much energy you need to replace. Yeah, that moment was amazing. My favorite snaps are the sky. Yeah, me too. Try not to focus. I know it's bleh. Words. I know that there's a lot of ugliness out there. There is. And we don't want to put our head in the sand and pretend that it doesn't exist. But I will tell you that there's always an agenda to keep us in fear. And so the more hyper focused we stay on that, the harder it's going to be. Like we're still going to be elevating in frequency, but it's not going to be as comfortable of a ride. And I know sometimes we just have to go through it however we're going through it, because you're going to go through it one way or the other. What's that saying? Let go or be dragged. So my advice would be to put into practice, especially when you first wake up in the morning, not to just jump out of bed and go into whoever you were yesterday or whatever you're doing, like unconsciously. I mean, I know a lot of people like run to go make coffee or whatever, but like if you slowly take your time, only feed yourself, I mean, what you eat and what you drink, but also what you're listening to, what you're reading about, what you're doing, what you're scrolling about. Be aware of what you're taking in, especially in the morning. There's a lot of energies that are extremely influential, and we can get hooked. We can get psychic attacks through YouTube, through Facebook, Instagram. I mean, they're perfect examples. It's just like programming. It's just like marketing. It's designed to really keep us in a certain state of mind. And fear is definitely one of them. Fear, lack, unworthiness, alone. Everybody else has all these beautiful people around them all the time. But like, don't believe it. Trust me, not everybody is happy right now. No. Try not to focus on that stuff while you're going through a big. We're genetically changing. We're physically changing. We are. Our energy is changing. Our minds, our mindset, our consciousness is changing. It's an evolutionary shift. We're not the same human beings that we were 100 years ago, 500 years ago. It's big. This is one of the big ones. We are moving from, and think about it, we're moving out of the industrial age, which has really created, it's created great inventions, but it's also created a lot of war, a lot of devastation on this planet. And now as we're moving into the next age cycle, these are big cycles, and life is all about cycles. The industrial age starts to crumble little by little, but there's it's very noticeable that systems are no longer, like, they're corrupted, and or government structures, it's all, we're starting to really see through a lot of stuff into seeing the truth. But good, because that stuff's got to go. And we are moving into the technical error, I guess you could call it, but this is the age of electricity, the age of Aquarius. You think about the symbol of Aquarius, it is waves, energy waves, moving into the age of energy, human energy, free energy. That's probably what is the hardest thing. Sucking up people's attention 24/7. Yep. Oh, just where you've finished your prison story. Oh, I see. Yeah, love. Each and every one of us is going to have our experience with the heart chakra energy, with love. And everybody's experience is going to be definitely unique to their own. And I do understand that. But we do have the power to generate compassion. And it can start with something as simple as that. Compassion for yourself, for all of the innocence and all of the beauty. There's where the shift in focus will help you get into the heart and feel the energy of love. The word love is so distorted in the human world. It's been used for negotiation. It's been used for manipulation. It's been used for as a means of control. It's been so distorted and just thrown out there like bleh. But to really get in connection with, because love is the highest vibrational frequency. It is where you're fully tapped in, but you got to be loving yourself in the heart to really feel that energy, and it feels amazing. It truly does. And you'll get there. And sometimes we do forget because we get pulled down into the underworld, and it's really, we're not in the heart chakra. We're dealing with root chakra issues, which is survival, right? When we're like, can't even feel like we can survive or feel safe in this world, well, the heart chakra is the last thing that's going to be well, I don't want to say that, but because a lot of people, yeah, it's just, I just got stopped. I just got stopped. Our experiences with the energy of love will fluctuate, but in due time, each and every one of us get turned on and have experiences that really turn the heart on. And you never forget it. Once you have that zap, you can get back there. But sometimes we get pulled out of the heart, and that's okay as long as you're not doing harm to yourself or to others. But it doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel good to not be in the heart. And you'll give other opportunities to drop back in the heart and realize, oh, I don't ever want to live outside of my heart again, because that felt horrible. I mean, I spent a long bit of my I don't want to say a good bit of my life not in the heart, but in that fight or flight energy, and certain like animals and my children and my family would bring me into my heart. But even then, and I'm talking years and years and years ago, but I remember what it felt like not fully living in the heart, and it caused me not only physical pain, but almost a physical disability through my back. I had to have back surgery, and just all kinds of addictions to medications and things. And it was quite the long journey to get myself free from all that, only to realize when I got connected back to my heart. And when I did, I was like, I'm staying here. I'm walking this life in the heart from now on. And through that journey, I got pulled out a few times, but only to realize, like, once you're really truly like, yeah, love, love thy neighbor, love, I just love, when you're out of it, you feel it, and it feels horrible. It feels absolutely horrible. Yeah, really trying. It's all I have left in me. So surrender. Just surrender and ask. Ask. Be open to receiving. Ask. Show me. Help me tap into my heart. Sometimes when we try too hard, we cause ourselves stress and anxiety and anger and then self-blame and all of this. Like, don't go down that route. Just surrender, and you'll get it. You'll get there. People have forgotten how. Yeah. I think that a lot of people are going to be getting another chance. I really do feel that. I have to believe that. It's also what we believe and focus on. And I want to put it out there that more and more people are going to find their heart and remember, because you never really fully left it. When you tap back into your heart, you're like, this is home. I remember this feeling, because suddenly it's just it's another dimension. It's another life. It's another way to experience life, and it's our true nature. So I really do feel that fear, which is also linked to anger, plus trauma and grief. Now, grief is natural, but the trauma, and then just the hyper focus on all of the negativity that's going on in the outside world, makes it really hard to connect to the heart. But it will happen. It will. It took about a year after my mother passed for me to be able to put myself first. Yeah, and everybody, it takes us all, like, don't try to push, don't force yourself into. That's how I was so hard on myself. God, I'm like, I don't want to feel like this anymore. But when we like are trying too hard and forcing ourselves, sometimes that can actually be more of a block than to just be open to receive and acceptance. I accept that where I'm at right now is I'm sad, I'm depressed, and that's okay. We're not supposed to be happy-go-lucky rainbows and unicorns and joy to the world all the time. No, we're like multi-dimensional beings, energetic, which is our emotions. And we have to honor all of the emotions. And they all serve their purpose. They truly do. Including depression. If you really surrender to the depression, it won't last as long. You surrender to the depression and allow your body to rest, your mind to rest, deep rest. Instead of going to the doctor, I need some pill, you're just going to go into a rabbit hole of whole nother, and sorry for anybody that's on medication. I have nothing against that. I've had my fair share of experiences with the pharmaceutical world, and I have a family that's got a medical background. So I've been down that road before. I know where it takes you eventually. I feel like everything all the time. Oh, I feel everything all the time, and was able to experience and remember pure love when I was in heaven for 3 days at 19 years old. There you go. So you know what it feels like. I don't believe that type of love is attainable here. I love like that love. My heart is always on. Whoops. Well, and I don't know exactly what your experience was, but I've had similar experiences and 3 near-death experiences. And also, I've had a lot of experiences. Universe kept trying to dip me into the love pond many times, the cosmic love. And I think it was like the fourth time I finally lit up like a Christmas tree, and I can experience that on Earth. Not every day, but I can get there. I can certainly get there. And when I do, I really try to keep it on as long as I can, because it's healing for other people. It's very magnetic to other people, but it's also I'll sit with people in sessions, and they're just like, I don't know what this energy is. Like, when I can really hone in on it, it's I like to send it out and have people try to it's like receivers or energy, like try to like match up with just energy, not with me. But um yeah, throwing my heart into a volcano, sharing the love. And that's definitely been a stronger experience for me now lately, especially this past week. I've had such a big feeling, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to do this just to continue to give without depleting myself. Give not just energetically, but like I want to volunteer at like a food bank or soup kitchen or something on Christmas Day. Like, I want to be there around other people that are also in that spirit of giving from the heart, because we are brothers and sisters, and to help others who may need to remember that they're not alone here. So this compassion has just been, and that's not me all the time. I do have compassion, of course, but like, for the energy to be like, I want to get out there and actually do things physically, that's big energy. That's big energy. So I think I'm going to do that, actually. Not just Christmas Day, but I thought that day specifically, because the way that the universe laid out my holiday plans means that I will be up in the mountains with my son and daughter and grandson many days, and Christmas Eve. But Christmas Day, I will be home alone. I think, I mean, I don't have to be, but I chose to. And I think that it's my time to like put myself of service, other than just reading tarot. I used to volunteer at a food co-op for 9 years before the world changed. Yeah, my mom does that too. And I was talking with my sister too. She wants to do it also. Not on Christmas Day, but the people I've talked to who do it, it actually really energetically, it brings them, they feel good. It feels good to give and help out. And I've been in those situations many times, and I always remember how amazing it feels, and the new people that you meet. And it's nice to connect with other people that are in that same vibe of, I want to help other people that are in need. If I can do it, I want to do it. So that's the energy that has been really like brewing around inside of me. So this light energy is amazing. It's and everybody's experiencing it in different ways. Photo album is on my Facebook. You guys are all gorgeous souls. Truly, I feel the energy, and it feels so good. And I actually didn't even feel like, sometimes you can tell when we're having incoming parasites, fleas coming in. You can kind of feel the energy, and you're like, oh, I don't feel that. It's nice. I had a meeting with another, there's a group of us, we're calling ourselves the Circle of Support. And I'm like, we need to get together for our first meeting in person, because that energy combined is powerful. It's powerful. I can't wait to see what we are actually going to do, and not in an egotistical way, just like seeing what that combination of energy, what kind of shift that can do, or just help others, help all of us. Hell, we all need help in here. Oh, wow. Took my life and fully crossed over. I was given a choice to come back, and I said no at first. Wow. Do you remember what made you come back? Um, I'm not going to pretend like life is easy, because it's not. You are welcome. You are a valuable commodity left in this world. It's up to us to stay strong and continue trying to teach others to remember love. Thank you. Thank you for sharing all of that too. It takes a lot of bravery to share these parts of ourselves, but I feel like this is a safe space, as long as we don't have all the weird incoming trolls, which I get rid of them right away. But this is a safe space, and I want to provide that for everyone to feel comfortable that we can, commune with each other and share in our energy, our light, our love, our experiences. That's where I was going, because I'm certainly not going to pretend like I have any answers. Truly, I can only speak from my experiences and from when I read the cards or energy communication channels through me. That's coming from a different source than Paige. And but it all always is in resonance, if that makes sense, energetically. I know that life is not easy. It's not meant to be. And I think that expectation alone can really break a spirit sometimes. But to know that instead, the challenges we face and overcome make us powerful. Each and every time we develop a new skill or a new perspective, even, and even just energetically, we are all supporting each other to stay afloat, to keep going, to try to each and every day connect more to each other, connect more to harmony and to love and to peace. And I know that we can get there to some degree. Expectations will always, I don't like to hold a specific expectation. It's certainly not going to be some utopian dreamland that we're headed to. That's not what I see. That's not to say that that's not a potential way down the road. But as you can see how things now, time speeds up. Things do change, but they don't change that fast. But the more of us that can do the internal work, to do the internal change while we're shifting in energy, be the change, that has a very powerful effect on the collective, as well as the whole, the self. And it feels better to be the best version of you can be, and see what actually opens up for each and every one of us when we are more in the heart, when we are more loving to ourselves and compassionate to others, when we are finding the beauty through the muck, like the lotus flower. These symbols they mean something. The lotus flower grows in muck in nastiness, and it blooms this most beautiful flower. So where was I going with all that? It's important. It's important to hold on to those aspects, because there's so many, you don't know what could happen. You don't know what beautiful things could happen. I like to try to keep my sights and my, intentions on the things I know are beautiful and helpful and loving and amazing. I try to say nice things as I feel the urge to whomever I feel this about. People almost always smile. It's a win-win, and it's simple and free. Yes, absolutely. It really is. You smile at somebody that you're just passing in the street, or to the clerk at the grocery store, or just sparking up a conversation. Especially this year, people are a little more, well, I find that when I'm more in a jolly spirit, when I go to the grocery store and I have a smile on my face, and it's not a fake smile, it's just like, yeah, here we are. I'm noticing others around me are in that same spirit, and we meet each other. I'll have conversations with strangers, and it's like we're not strangers, and it's not weird either. It's just it's a win-win. It's nice. Yes, trying to raise the collective vibration, and that's really all it takes. Truly, I remember all of it. God told me that I make my own decisions, and only I do. He said to please reconsider that I had a purpose. I had people who loved me, and I had people that needed me. And so I said, okay. He tapped me on my shoulder, and I woke up from my coma. Wow. I had been on a ventilator and pulled it out, I guess. I don't remember that part. Wow. Wow. What an experience. Traumatic, but also life-changing. Life-changing. That is beautiful. Yeah, smiles are one of the most amazing things that there are. Yes. Yes. And it's really hard when we're sensitive. And, I feel that many of you, well, we all are, energetically sensitive. And it's important we get pulled into other people's energy, and it's hard. It's hard, but it is possible to eventually, with intention, be there, be in the midst of it, yet not be absorbing it ourselves. And I feel that more and more of us are getting to that level as well. Not always. I mean, again, I know for myself, when I feel ultra sensitive, I get really leery about even wanting to, do I even leave my house today? It's definitely, smiles are contagious. I've been depressed for a couple of years now, and I feel better. So the more I share, the better I feel. Try to keep the ball rolling. Yes. And that's another thing. Sharing our experiences with each other, our feelings, really lifts our spirits. We're not alone. You're not alone. I'm not alone. We're all going through it together. And the more we express it outwardly, when we find, or the universe brings us with matched energy where we can release some things, that's very healing. And it is a release, for sure. I can feel the pain of not getting there, and it is beyond unimaginable. That pain is from doubt. And it may be asking you to dive a little deeper into why. Why is it hard? I used to have that experience, and I thought it would never go away. I was so afraid to get too excited or happy about anything, because what's the point? It's just going to get taken away from me, or something's going to end up hurting me, right? That was me for 40 years of my life. So the last 10 years, I got woken up from that. Big time. But that realization, that attitude, even though I didn't consciously have it, it rose to the surface, and I'm like, ooh, I don't like this. But it would come to the surface when I was in the depths of my pain, and I realized this is a childhood wound, a big childhood wound that I didn't see all the way. Depression comes in many forms, and for me, I have just had to figure out how I deal with it in the healthiest way possible. When it hits me, it is actually so much more common than people. Absolutely. Absolutely. And again, when I feel depressed, I embrace it. And that's a hard place to get to. I accept it. I don't embrace it. I accept it. I take it back. I don't embrace it. But I accept it and I allow it. I'm not fighting against it, but I'm also not coddling it. I'm not encouraging it. And that comes with time. Again, each of us have our own unique experience, but just to understand that we are energetic, emotional beings, and that's why we incarnated into these bodies, to have these sensory experiences, which include all of the emotions and stuff. And that's there's a spectrum from dark to light. There's all the different grays. There's polarity. You have hot and you have cold, but there's various temperatures in between, right? I didn't feel that was traumatic for you. I feel that it was a beautiful experience to have, actually. Yeah, because you can't take that back. I know that my out-of-body experiences definitely changed me, but I had to have multiple for me to get to, and that's my stubbornness. I had to have multiple for me to get to, like, okay, universe, I get it. Oh, I get it. You're talking to me. I am here. It took me a while. It took me a while. Oh, this is so beautiful. I'm so glad that you guys get to connect and helping each other. I'm going to pull one card for us all before I sign off here. And I feel it appropriate to... Native Spirit keeps calling me. This is a powerful deck. I didn't realize how powerful this deck was, but it just keeps calling to me. I got this when I was in Sedona, Arizona, and having a very spiritual experience. And these cards called to me throughout this place that had like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of cards. Didn't take me long. They were like, Paige, here I am. Here's your deck. Oh, thank you for joining. Is it Chaley or Chally? I need to work on that, leaving my house. I read that as if you were leaving your house. You might be. All right. Anyway, let's get a message for us all to finish this time up together. I wasn't even going to come, like, I literally turned the camera off. I finished 2 readings and I'm like, I think I'm done for the night. And then all of a sudden it was like, whoop, no, you're not. Because my feet started acting funny. Grandmother Earth, who's been talking to me very profoundly this week. So anytime you're feeling really, really a hard time, try to get outside because it is powerful. Nature is very healing. Stop and take measure of your life. Assess who you are and where you are. Get grounded. Make plans for the future, but don't act on those plans until you are ready and feel secure in stepping forward. There is a profound source of strength and power within you, and it is expanding now. Put your roots down. This is the time of preparation and going deeper. Your native spirit wants you to know Grandmother Earth provides trees, plants, flowers, rivers, streams, oceans, mountains, and valleys, and supports us all with her bounty. She's stable and strong in her devotion to us. You are supported and loved, even if you're not always sure of it. Strength is growing within you. Don't rush. Slow down. The seeds that you plant now will bring abundance in the future, but only if you take the time to nurture those new beginnings. Take time to plan your future carefully. Don't rush into anything. Security and protection surround you. You are safe. If you are thinking about making a secure financial investment and receive this card, it's telling you that this is a good time to do so. It's not a time to take risks. So for whoever needs to hear that, slow down, get in touch with nature, try not to rush through things. And if you're not feeling stable in your energy, make sure that you're grounded and making grounded decisions in your life. Thank you guys all for joining me and for all of your interactions and communications with each other. That's a beautiful thing. Oh, you did? You had a second time. Yes. Take care, everybody. Thank you. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for interacting and chiming in. And everybody drink lots of water. Try to take good care of your body and rest as much as possible. And let's ride these waves. We'll be surfing. Much love to you guys. Good night or good day, wherever you are. Bye.